Heritage Sports Podcast. We're here with another installment. We're talking about Tua, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and what should he do going forward. If you don't know, he's had a series of concussions within the current NFL season. So it started, he had a concussion back earlier. He missed a week or 2 weeks. For whatever reason, they termed it a back injury, but anyone who saw the play looked like he got up and he didn't have his motor skills. The very next week that he came back, his head hit the ground and he went into, basically it looked like a seizure. It really did. He wasn't there. His fingers were twisted, and everyone, including myself, was thinking he needs to no longer play this season. At that point, I felt he should have been on the IR. At that point, the injury reserve. At that point, he should have been shut down for the season. That was just my opinion. You can't be carted off with your fingers going every which way, looking like a seizure, and everyone is concerned on the field. He's twitching. He can't control his motions, and every single person who watched that video had concern for his life. I think it is extremely disappointing that he came back within the season. It really is. After a number of weeks, the medical doctors down there in Miami cleared him, and he started playing. And don't get me wrong, he played very, very well. He turned the Dolphins season around, I think, because they were on the brink of being mediocre. Fortunately, the backup quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater and another quarterback that's escaping me, didn't exactly fit the bill and couldn't move the ball as much. And they have two dynamic receivers with Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And as soon as Tua came back, the timing was back on. They were able to do a few more deep throws. I don't think Tua's the best at deep throws, but you could tell the offense was a whole lot better. And their coach just really, really puts an emphasis on putting Tua in the best position. And he's been doing that since he's been there. And then they started really to turn the season around for the better and win games. Until this past Sunday, they played the Packers. They played the Packers at home. It was in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And people really thought the Dolphins were, going to be favorites in that game and going to win that game. I thought that as well. But through the first or second quarter, couldn't pinpoint it. But he suffered a concussion, which no one noticed. He didn't report the having concussion-like symptoms until the next day. So on Monday, the day after Christmas, he reported that he had concussion-like symptoms. We're talking about Tua. From there, he decided to, self-report, and now no one knows what's going to happen, whether Tua's going to play for the rest of the season, which is ridiculous to think they're going to have that conversation. If the Dolphins, are able to win and he's able to go to the playoffs, should he continue to play? Which is absolute BS. And unfortunately, everyone's saying you got to think about the long term for the kid and all that other stuff. They are not. I can understand his Warrior standpoint saying, no, I want to finish the season. I feel good enough to play. He's not thinking long term. And the Dolphins weren't thinking long term earlier this season when they even put him on IR. It's absolutely ridiculous that he came back in the season and continued to play this level of football. But going back to the game against the Packers, you could tell like in the second half he just wasn't there. He wasn't making the normal typical throws, and they believe the last particular play that caused the concussion symptoms. He was, he threw the ball, he was wrestled down to the ground, and his head hit the turf. No one noticed. It seemed to be, normal routine, and he got up and he was okay. No one spotted him. The independent spotter didn't see anything until he reported everything Monday. I want to make sure I'm clear in saying this, and how the team needs to understand that it's not about long-term goals for the team at this point. It's not, if y'all shut down Tua, he'll be, a franchise quarterback for the